Wow. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Frank Martin card just got that much better, in my opinion. Find out what exactly went on and why I'm saying that. But first, make sure you follow me at BOXINGEGO on Instagram. We are over 60,000. Use my link in the description. Follow me yet again at BOXINGEGO1 on Instagram. Links are in the description so you guys can find that. And let's get active. PBC, they just came out with brand new information, an update. See, I have all the news laid out for you guys on the page. Some good stuff. But PBC just came out. I got the email from them. Pay-per-view undercard announcement. In addition, we already knew about Gervonta Tank Davis of Baltimore fighting Frank Martin. This is a pay-per-view, right? The co-feature, co-main event is David Benavidez moving up in weight to 175 to fight none other than Olympian Alexander Vodstick. Now, interesting thing is Benavidez moving up to 175. Do guys take his power better? Does he have more power? Doing less of a sacrifice, less of a weight cut, whatever the situation is an interesting fight. If you also follow boxing, you'll know that Ukrainians have been on a very good tear in recent fights. Lomachenko made his comeback fighting George Kambosos. I got a video about that. But in that fight, he stopped Kambosos, the first to do it. Devin Haney fought Kambosos 24 rounds, never stopped him or dropped him. And Lomachenko, first time fighting Kambosos, did both. Another thing that's interesting there is Lomachenko's country is at war. And this is when it first started. So he chose to forego a then Kambosos fight for like all the belts that Kambosos had after beating Teofimo, the unified titles. He chose to fight at home and forego that. Then the opportunity went to Devin Haney and the rest is history. But literally it was Lomachenko's opportunity. So that's already one Ukrainian, Lomachenko. After that, Tyson Fury just got beat. He was an undefeated fighter, lost to Alexander Usyk, who's the friend of Lomachenko, also Ukrainian. That's two. That same night, you had Navarrete move up in weight to lightweight, and he just lost to a Ukrainian fighter, Denis Berinchenko, right? That's three. So now the fourth Ukrainian of note is Vodstick, who only lost, he has a sole loss to Artur Beterbiev. So just right there, and I have to give you guys the details, but these two fights, Tank is sure shot action, so is David Benavidez, so are the matchups and the opponents they're in. This is a very good fight, right? So based on that, that's already worth my pay-per-view money. Now enter Gary Antuanne Russell versus Alberto Puello. And this is for the interim WBC championship belt at 140 pounds. We'll get into that in a second. Carlos Adames for the WBC middleweight world title. He's fighting Terrell Goucher, who dropped Tim Tszyu when they met, and he has since moved up from 54, and he's fighting at 160 now. This is on the undercard, and that part will be on Amazon Prime. So the card just gets better and better. Now, you guys know, if you follow my channel, I've been a big fan of Gary Antuanne Russell. Definitely a good fighter and one to watch. Gary Antuanne Russell, he has a record of 17-0 and all knockouts. Very rugged guy, comes from a fight family. You see the 100% KO ratio. He's an Olympian, so he's accomplished even as an amateur. His brother is a champion, former champion. And he's a southpaw, which, you know, southpaws give a lot of people. He's representing Maryland, Capitol Heights, and he's knocked out everybody, including guys like Victor Postal, who Terrence Crawford didn't knock out, Josh Taylor didn't knock out, Jose Ramirez didn't knock out. Like, no one knocked out Victor Postal. Similar to how Lomachenko, I just told you, he knocked out Kambosos. So I'm looking forward to it. I think Gary Antuanne Russell is definitely one to watch. The other thing that is very important here is, you see it says the WBC interim title. And I know some people like, get to the point, Ego, what do you mean? Who cares? You already said that. You must ask yourself, who is the WBC champion? Oh yeah, it's Devin Haney. So despite this picture that you see on the screen, Devin Haney is the WBC champion still because Ryan missed weight. And tomorrow Ryan's B sample would come out. So even though Devin Haney currently is off of a loss, we'll see what happens with the B sample. He's still the WBC champion because he entered the fight as a champion. And despite losing, the WBC allowed him to keep the belt. So I told you, the walls are narrowing on Devin Haney because Gary Antuanne Russell, he's in there in a real fight. He has a 100% knockout ratio. I think he beats Alberto Puyo, but I'm not sleeping on Puyo. I think he's a good fighter. But I just think Gary Antuanne Russell is just more his time. He stays in shape. He's very rugged. He's a southpaw. He's like an aggressive southpaw. That's like a lot of people's nightmare. You dig? So for the interim title, that means that winner of this fight could be in line for a Devin Haney fight in the future. So if this picture, David Benavidez and Tank Davis, wasn't enough to get your money, now that I've showed you some of the other fights on the card, maybe that'll change your mind, because this is a very good fight. These are also two southpaws, and then this is a good fight. I want to say Vodstek is even a southpaw. These southpaws is like everywhere. Hold on. All right, I looked it up. I guess he's Orthodox. So he's from Ukraine. That part's accurate, but he's not a southpaw. Again, he only has one loss to Beterbiev, and then he took some time off and then he came back. So all in all, this is an excellent card. Devin Haney, back to him. I think the walls are closing in because Gary Antuanne Russell is definitely a handful, and stylistically, I've seen Devin Haney have a lot of problems with that left hook. Gary Antuanne Russell is very aggressive, strong, powerful, and it'll be interesting to see the mentality moving forward of Devin Haney. Like, how does Devin Haney respond? Because no matter what happens, it was a bad beating, right? You see the face, the status of Devin Haney's face. It was a bad beating. So I'm just curious how he's going to even look. Does he have PTSD? When he gets hit, does he take a shot well? Like, or is it kind of like the Amir Khan effect, where Amir Khan, after some of his nastier fights, you know, it looked like it took its toll on the psychology and the way he would fight. You know, so we haven't seen Devin Haney back, but after such a bad night and you know, performance wise, and getting dropped multiple times, I just still feel that's a cool shot. That looked crazy. I still feel like fights like Gary Antuanne Russell are very dangerous. Let me know what you guys think of the Tank Davis card. To me, it just got better with this announcement. What does this mean for Devin Haney? Let me know that in the comment section.